What kind of extreme crime do you have to commit to make the entire city's police force hunt down just one man, on the way escorting the criminal out? The cops' eyes are filled with pure rage, dying to empty their clips into him right then and there. A week ago, a patrol cop was found dead by the road, looking at the traces left at the scene. Cops figure the killer moved insanely fast. So fast the cop lost his life before he could even draw his gun. But sharp-eyed Sherlock notices something. The cop's service weapon was swapped for a toy gun, and the bullets inside were replaced with plastic ones.
He said Officer Flynn didn't have time to draw his weapon. If he had, it would have been utterly futile because he's armed with a toy gun.
This instantly flips the cop's previous theory. It is clearly a straight-up murder. Watching the dashcam playback from the cruiser, after the killer shot the cop dead, he never even touched his body, proving the toy gun was likely swapped before Ron got killed. Sherlock tells the captain there is a mole in the precinct, because cops never let their guns out of sight on duty. Their weapons are only locked in lockers after shifts. The toy gun must have been swapped in right then. The captain hears this and thinks it makes sense, so he calls in the only cop in the precinct who had beef with Ron. The guy once broke protocol during a dispatch, and righteous Ron reported him to the brass. So the captain guesses he held a massive grudge, and pulled the gun swap trick to get back at Ron. But this cop acts totally chill, saying he would never joke around with someone's life. Plus he has an airtight alibi. Seeing as this suspect is cleared, Watson and Bell head to Ron's house to gather info. Ron's wife half-heartedly dodges their questions.
I couldn't help but notice that you changed your locks recently.
I lost my keys.
Did you lose your TV too? Your engagement ring, your wedding band?
Catching the holes in the woman's story, Watson figures out Ron was definitely a junkie. Seeing her hidden secret is totally busted, the woman drops the act. Turns out since her husband got injured on a mission 2 years ago, he had to pop painkillers long-term just to get by. Slowly, he lost control of his drug addiction. To feed his craving, Ron even started selling their stuff. So she had no choice but to kick Ron out. Until last week when Ron suddenly came to her, claiming he had turned his life around. The soft-hearted woman chose to believe Ron, and gave him a key to the new lock. So there is no way she would hurt her husband. Watson thought they were hitting another dead end. But then the woman mentions a text she saw on Ron's phone. It was about buying drugs, and the contact was saved as just the number 6. Meanwhile, Sherlock is looping Ron's murder video. Checking frame by frame, he spots a massive clue. When the killer faces the cruiser, one of his eyes reflects light, proving he has a fake glass eye. This instantly narrows down the cop's suspect pool. At the same time, Watson is not just chilling. She visits every toy gun shop in the city. But the result catches everyone completely off guard. That toy gun was actually bought by Ron himself. The captain is completely baffled after hearing this. Sherlock breaks it down for him. Ron's tiny salary was nowhere near enough for his drugs. After selling everything of value, all he had left was his service weapon. So he came up with this crazy trick, selling the real gun and rocking a toy one to fake it. What is even crazier? Watson finds out during her sweep. Ron bought at least 20 toy guns. Hearing this, the captain instantly realizes things are bad. He quickly orders his deputy to do a gun count at the range. As expected, some guns there were actually swapped. While the captain is questioning his sanity, Sherlock gets a call from another precinct, saying the one-eyed killer has been found. And totally by coincidence. Suspect Nick did time for gun trafficking 3 years ago. A week ago, cops got a tip Nick was back in business. Even though the cops rolled out immediately, they still failed to catch Nick, only seizing the thousands of weapons he hoarded. With this, the whole truth is instantly clear. To stop his shady buyers from raging, Nick bought dozens of guns from Ron to cover his tracks. But cowardly Ron made some cash, and told his wife he wanted his family back. So he completely ripped up the deal, which triggered Nick to straight-up assassinate Ron. 3 minutes later, a citywide manhunt for Nick drops. A patrol cop is trying to memorize his face.
Excuse me, officer.
The cop killer is none other than Nick. This instantly ruins all of Sherlock's previous logic. If killing Ron earlier was payback for stopping the deal, then why did this totally innocent cop have to die? Just as he is stressing over this, Watson suddenly brings up the black market dealer named Six. The crew instantly shifts their focus right onto him, and quickly tracks down this mystery man. He admits he was the middleman between Ron and Nick, making a cut by moving Ron's stolen guns. But Ron killed the deal after just 1 week. The dealer had no choice but to tell Nick, and Nick said he would find another way to get guns. Hearing this, Sherlock instantly puts it all together. He warns the captain to rush cops to the shooting range. Nick only had one goal from the very start, which was to distract the guards at the range, so he could pull off his massive gun heist. Hearing this, the captain instantly calls the range. But it is way too late. Nick and his crew already wiped the place clean. This news hits the headlines super fast. Everyone starts blasting the cops for failing hard. While cops tear the city apart looking for Nick, Watson remembers the early days of Ron's crime scene. Those weird white fibers found on the footprints, which had left her totally confused, so she lays out every single clue on the table. Suddenly, Sherlock points right at a photo. It is evidence from the raid on Nick's illegal guns a week ago. The pic surprisingly shows a knife only carpenters use. This makes Sherlock instantly realize how Nick moved the guns.
He's left fibers at two separate crime scenes. He's practically shedding them. I submit he's been working furiously to create hidey holes for the NYPD's guns. He's been carving up cushions before he even committed the robbery. Maybe that's because the weapon's mode of transportation has a very strict departure time.
Well, he can't be sending them on small planes, obviously, not if he's hiding them in sofas.
And a truck could leave anytime it wanted.
So that leaves cargo ships.
Could it be that finding Mr. Boros is as simple as identifying one which has departed for Veracruz with a manifest that includes a shipment of furniture?
2 hours later, Nick gets busted hiding in a trashed apartment. His spot was leaked by his crew caught on the cargo ship. The moment Nick is escorted right out the door, he sees all the cops who should be at their brother's funeral, completely packing both sides of the street, forming a human wall leading him straight to prison. From stealing guns for cash to gunning down a cop, Nick pushed himself into a total dead end step by step. He thought as long as his plan was tight enough, he could play the cops forever. But even the most perfect crime will always leave a fatal flaw.